Hi, this is Bigdogs Porting, and today we're going to do a little comparison. Um, we have right here, we have a stock 351 Typhoon manifold. Now, we did a flow test on this manifold before. It's an in-house manifold. Um, it's for actually a build for a customer. We're just waiting on that customer to send us his block. We're going to be building him putting together a nice street strip 393, and we're going to be using this manifold once we stage 3 port it, along with the 80mm throttle body. He has some aftermarket cylinder heads that we're going to be doing some stage 2 port work on it, valve job, things of that nature. But anyway, we're going to be comparing this stock 351 Typhoon against this stage 2 ported 351 Typhoon. Now, they're the exact same manifold. The only difference is this one has that Endurashine coating on it, but it's the exact same manifold. So we thought we'll go ahead and do a nice comparison, a flow comparison, back to back. That way you guys can see some updated videos about this. A lot of guys been asking about, what we get these things to flow. Me personally, I understand that the GT40, 351 lowers are rare, and then when you do find them, they're arm and a leg. But I'm sorry, I like the GT40 design because you can do so much with them. You compare it, 351 GT40 lower with a stage 3 cut and welded Cobra upper, or a stage 3 cut and welded Explorer upper. The tubulars stage 3, they're okay, but you can't really shorten the runners. Actually, we can, but we don't do that anymore. We don't shorten the runners on the tubulars anymore. We do stage 3, fully port them, cut them open and fully port them, but we don't shorten the runners anymore on the tubulars. Anyway, so we're going to do a flow comparison on this stock and this stage 2 ported. We're going to first start off by flowing the stock one. We're going to flow the number 1 and number 4 runner. Then we're going to flow the number 1 and number 4 runner on the stage 2 ported. That way you can have one video and you can see a before and after. All right, so we're going to set these up on the flow bench. We'll set this one up on the flow bench first. Okay, we have the stock one bolted down, and let's see what it does. The number 1 runner, about 210, 209. Number 1 runner on the stock 351 Typhoon EFI manifold. Now we're going to set it up for the number 4. Okay, we have the number 4 bolted up and isolated on the stock 351 Typhoon. Let's see what it does. Basically 228. Yeah, 228 on the number 4. So about 209, 210 on the number 1, and 228, 229 on the number 4. Which is for this manifold, I'm sorry guys, for this manifold, being a 351 aftermarket, to only flow, it'll probably average out till about 218, 220 average runner flow. That's pathetic, guys. I'm sorry. I just, for the life of me, I can't see me knowing what these manifolds flow, and now you guys looking at this video, you know what these manifolds flow. Unless you're getting these manifolds at a dirt cheap price, or you have the resources to buy the manifold and send them in to us to get them ported, properly ported, not just gasket matched or sand rolled. That's not porting. Once again, I will say, gasket matching and light sand rolling of manifolds and other parts, that's not porting. Okay, you're going to get basically little to nothing as far as flow. And one of the reasons why a lot of guys don't see the gains that they hope for when they try to do it at home, when you can just send it in to us and get the works, plus get free t-shirts and stickers, and you qualify for our free giveaways, $100 gift card, a bunch of t-shirts, stickers, hoodies. So it's just a better bang, but we're gonna go ahead and bolt on the stage 2 version of this and see what it does. Okay, we're back here with the stage 2 351 Typhoon EFI manifold. This throttle body tunnel is actually a 80 millimeter. The customer bought one of our ported 80 millimeter throttle bodies for his manifold. 80 millimeter, I think he has flowed 1310 CFM. But with these manifolds, this particular one is going on a 408. And 408, I think he said his RPM shift is going to be 5,700. Even though, it's 5,700 RPM, we still recommend our stage 3s. Anytime you have a stroker motor on one of these manifolds, we recommend our stage 3s. He wanted the stage 2, but we recommend the stage 3. And the reason why is because even though you have a bigger throttle body, unless you weld material and fully port and shorten these runners, you're going to get a significant increase in flow and horsepower. But stroker motors, they can get away with a shorter runner, a slightly shorter runner than say a 306 or a 331, and you won't lose torque either. But this is still going to do very, very well, as you guys will see here as soon as we flow it. So number 1 runner, let's see what it does. So about 270. 270. That's pretty good. 269, 270. For the number 1 stage 2. Like I said before, that's a significant increase with no radius. This is no radius. If we add a throttle body radius to that, the CFMs are going to go up a little bit more. But one of the reasons why this manifold we recommend stage 3s on this manifold. Not so much any extra porting that you're going to get on the runners. We work the runners pretty well. The runners can support more CFM. The issue is not the runners once we start porting them, according to our specs. The issue is the throttle body tunnel. And like I said before, our stage 3s, we will weld material up here and on the bottom and on the sides. And we will port that throttle body tunnel all the way through bigger so you can get more CFM to feed those runners. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, bolt up the number 4 runner and see what it does. Okay, we're back here set up for the number 4. We have the number 4. We're going to see what it does. Number 4, we're looking at about 272. Yeah, 272 on the number 4. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's right around what our stage 2 Explorer and Cobra, and actually the tubular GT40 manifolds flow. They're in the 270, 280 range. And one of the reasons why, like I said, it's not because of the ports on this manifold. And this is what you'll see if you have tested equipment. It's not so much the ports on this manifold, which, is preventing it from flowing more per runner. It's the throttle body tunnel. This throttle body tunnel, you can see it's really narrow. And once it gets towards the back of the plenum, it gets even narrower. But you have enough material to open it up pretty well in the back, but you don't have enough material here. Like right here in this area here, I'm already thin because this is, like I said, an 80 millimeter instead of our normal 75 millimeter that we put on our stage 2s. And even if 75 millimeter, it still will flow the same, because it's not this that is the limiting factor. It's the actual throttle body tunnel. And that's why when we see parts that comes to the shop from customers that try to do some do-it-yourself porting, they typically do the same thing, and which typically yields little to no results. They make this area a little bit bigger, and they gasket match. And when we put them on a flow bench, they flow within a few CFM of bone stock, which pretty much is a waste of time. If you're gonna do it right. To do it right, you would have to spend way more money on equipment and tools, plus knowing which tools to use. A lot of our tools are custom made. We get a lot of our tools custom made, and then on top of that, you would have to know what you're doing. When you can just send it in to us, we'll do all of that for you, and you'll get the flow, you'll get the results, plus you'll get a free t-shirt and stickers. So that's pretty much it for this video. Me personally, if I had a choice, I would definitely put a GT40 351 manifold with either a stage 3 Cobra or a stage 3 Explorer in an 80 millimeter throttle body tunnel. But I understand those are expensive. We actually have two that we own, lowers, but those are expensive. And this is a good alternative. 270 CFM on the stage two, and you bolt it on. Another thing I don't like about these manifolds is these mountain tabs. They're super thin, super thin. If you over tighten those, they will crack on you. They will definitely crack. But once again, this is Big Dogs Porting. See you guys at the track.